Hey y'all, it's Craig with Small Town Wreath Shop. Today y'all, we're going to be making a waffle wreath. I've got a request for a cardinal wreath from a friend of mine's mom. This is what we picked out for her for Christmas. Super simple, super easy. This is one of the thin pancake style wreaths. I don't know if you follow Melly Mel, Sincerely Creative Mom, I think is her page. I think that's what it is. I'll have to see. Anyway, this is like the pancake wreath style that fits between two doors. It will go between a storm door and your normal door, or a screen door, and so on and so forth. I think I need to move over to the middle a little bit. So we've got a beautiful 10.5-inch full mesh that we're going to be using, y'all. It is super pretty. Has a lot of the glitter in it, the shiny foil in it throughout. It's really pretty. Just a Dollar Tree frame. Nothing fancy on these as far as to keep them thin. 12 chenille stems. This is the ribbon that we picked out. Beautiful holly. And then a lace red with the green lace edging on it. We do have this one in stock in our shop on smalltownwreathshop.com. I don't think we have but one left though, y'all. And we're running a sale when this video, if you're watching this video, we're running our Black Friday sale early that just started today. smalltownwreathshop.com, so go check it out and you can save for sure. Some Dollar Tree tubing, and that is about it for the things that we're going to use to make the wreath with. So I've got to put my chenille stems on super quick. These, it's not that hard. You just you got the crossbars everywhere. You just go between the middle. You wrap around two of them. Let me zoom in a little bit so y'all can see a little bit closer. Let me move here. So I just try to make my chenille stems a little longer on this one, because as you twist it's going to get shorter. So I go a little bit longer, and then you just twist a couple times. And actually I want to come down here. I actually want to make this one a little longer. Make this one a little longer and come down to the inner part of that inner ring. I don't know why I wanted to do it that way. And we're going to put all 12 on. You're going to have one beside each one of the crossbars. And then we're going to come back between them. Just pull it tight. Make a couple of twists. Work your way around. Doesn't take too much time to make. These are a really good project, y'all. They really make some pretty wreaths. They really do. They do make, even though they're thin, they look full. If someone's just passing by your house looking at your entryway or your front door, it actually looks like a really full wreath, even though it's not as thick and full as our big wreaths that we make. But some people can't. If you can't have one of the big wreaths, then this is what you need. Absolutely what you need. You can definitely save yourself some money by making some, or if you find one in our shop that you like, you can definitely check that out. Alright, now we're going to go between the two on the outer ring. And this one here is kind of the same way, but I'm going a little longer on this one because we're going to come all the way down to the outer ring and then twist a couple times. And just get all of those on about halfway between the other two. It doesn't have to be super tight. Just get it twisted on. Make sure it's kind of in the middle and let it stand up. So let's get all of those on, and then we'll be ready to cut our mesh. It's going to take, like I said, you got 12 ties. It's going to take 12 pieces of mesh. So we got to cut 12 pieces of that pretty mesh, about 15 inches long. It's what we're going to cut. I usually make the chenille stems, it works out for me about a ½ inch longer. And then you'll see, well, actually that one didn't come out like I wanted it, but I just leave one a little longer, the one that I go down, maybe not quite a half, 1/4 of an inch or so. Because you're going to cut them off anyway. Alright, so now we've got our 12 chenille stems on our base. So now we're going to move it out of the way. And we're going to get our mesh out. And we're going to cut our mesh at 15 inches with our rotary cutter. So I'll show y'all how we do that real quick. Let me zoom back out for y'all. Y'all can see. Get my rotary cutter. It's already out here. Alright, so what I like to do is just I just kind of roll it out. And I'm going to go over here to the edge of the, if you don't have one of these mats, y'all, that's already marked with the numbers, you absolutely need one for sure. We've got a holder here. I'm just going to kind of put something on it real quick, since I'm just cutting 12 of these. Like I said, about 15 inches is what you want to do. We're not going, you're not trying to make these super thick. So somewhere between 15, 16, 17 inches is fine. You should be good to go with that. Alright, I take my mesh, I put it on our mesh holder. I know y'all can't see it over there, but we have a mesh holder on the side. So put the roll of mesh on the mesh holder. We're going to cut each piece, 12 pieces at 15 inches. So just take your time. Get you some good straight. You can cut some good straight lines by, following these lines on this mat. And we need 12 pieces. So let's get these 12 pieces cut, and then we'll be right back. Alright, we've got our mesh cut. We've got 12 pieces of mesh cut, 15 inches long. So now we're going to start putting our mesh on, get our base done. We'll get our ribbons cut. I don't know how it is where y'all at, but it's actually a little cool here today. So I'm in my hoodie. Got my coffee. Make sure you get some community coffee, y'all. Community dark roast. Alright, so let's get some of this mesh on. Alright, so what I do, you see how it kind of wants to roll up? So you open it up opposite from the way it wants to roll on its own. Start in the middle, and you just follow that middle, and you just scrunch. You start just crinkling up a little bit at a time. A little bit at a time with all your fingers. So you're scrunching all the way down that middle. Keep it kind of straight as you can. Stay in line. Keep it tight. And it makes like a, I don't know, kind of looks like a little bow tie. Or a big bow tie. But it's going to make a circle. So keep it tight. We're going to start on this outer ring. And we're going to tie every one of them on. Keep it tight though. Couple twists is all you need. And now, I like to lay these in the middle so I don't get in the way. Now you're going to take it and you're going to overlap the edges. And you're going to kind of try to make a circle. Sort of a circle is what you're shooting for anyway. So let it overlap a pretty good little piece. Fold it out so it kind of stays. And it makes like a little semi-flower. Kind of what I think of. Just a little round, a little pancake kind of sort of right there. And you keep working your way around. So we're going to do 6. And then we're going to cut our tails. Get some room. Same thing. You just kind of, pinch with all your, start with your middle, your 2 pointer fingers and your thumb. But use all your fingers, to make sure that you kind of keep it going all the way down to that middle. Then when you let go, it kind of makes the little bow tie. And just keep working your way around the outer side of the base until you get all 6 of these on. We'll do 3, and then we'll get them all, get the outside finished up and get our tails cut, and then we'll come back. So there, everything's going to overlap. Just kind of work with it. You may have to kind of pull it a little bit. You just want to make sure that it makes like the little circles, the little pancakes, right down the middle. And if it's a type of mesh that doesn't have a line, like this one's got the the foil down the middle for you to follow, just stay in the middle. Just pick your sight line across it and just stay down the middle. And just try to keep it as even as you can. Keep it tight. It is a little hard to keep them tight. I know some people have problems holding them. Might not have quite the strength in your hands that you used to. So just get it in there. Get them pulled pretty tight. Couple twists is all it needs, because you're going to be tying other stuff in there on your chenille stem anyway. Cross over. If you need a little bit, try to pull a little bit from where you tied. And if you see any stragglers from a fraying or anything, just snip them off. Alright, so we got 3 of them on, so we're going to step away a second. We're going to get the rest of them on, and we'll be right back. Alright, this is the ribbon that we're going to cut. We've got our base. Our outer base is done. So we've got the outer mesh on. I don't know if y'all can see that everywhere. So now we're going to cut our ribbon tails. This is the ribbon tail boards that we use. This is from Jenny Sanchez at Wood Bits and Pieces. I'll put a link to her shop in the description below of the video, so y'all can check that out. I'm going to cut them at 14 inches with the 14-inch board, because whenever I dovetail them, they're going to get a little shorter anyway. So we're going to do 12 of each. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 is the magic number for these wreaths. Just pull your ribbon tail board out, and then you can just cut. Make sure that it's just cut straight across, and you get your 12 individual pieces. And we're going to dovetail them together. It just makes for the ribbon to be about the same length. So we're just going to fold again. A little bit of fold at the top gives us our first one. And there's 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Just cut it off. Pull the board out and just cut it. And we're going to get our 12. Now when you put everything together, now this one's kind of all messed up at the end, but you're going to be dovetailing it anyway. So now this is where we put them together. Don't think, I may alternate, I doubt it. I think I want this red on the top. So we lay them down together, get them pretty even, fold them together. That way when you dovetail them, now you can absolutely do the dovetail straight across at a 45. Let me zoom in and I'll let y'all watch how I do this. So instead of doing straight across at a 45, I have gotten to where I saw Miss Julie Oxendine, I think's her last name, with Julie's Wreaths Boutique, taking to cut this at a kind of like an arch. You kind of turn like that, makes it rounded off, makes a very, very pretty rounded off, elegant looking dovetail is what I call it. So we're going to do the same thing with the other end. I'm going to just start a little further back and then just round it off just like so. And by cutting the 14-inch ones, I'm going to measure here. I'm going to measure from the 10. So we're still getting, that's pretty close. They're still pretty close to 14 inches. So that's good. So they look good. So we're going to get them all cut. I'll do one more. Get one more so I can show y'all how I do it. And then I'll come back and we'll get them all done. So just get them even, as close as you can. Fold it over. I put the wire in my left hand and I cut away from me. Just start back here and just kind of round them off. Same thing with the other side. If y'all saw me do the centerpiece with the Santa in it, I did this the same way on it. And like I said, it makes some really pretty dovetails, y'all. Very, very pretty dovetails. Alright, we're going to get all of these dovetailed and we will be right back, everybody. Alright, we got all of our tails cut. Everything's dovetailed, as you can see. Everything's nice and pretty. Alright, so everything's cut. We're going to get our base back. And we're going to go ahead and put our tails around on top of the mesh that you've already placed. You just want to make sure, I think this is good. Let me back out a little bit. One more time so y'all can see. So we're just going to take and make sure that it's even, or at least close to even. Remember, we're not building a watch. We're building a wreath, a pretty beautiful wreath. Just kind of fold it in half, crease it down the middle. And I just like to take and lay it down, and I do the little accordion across that crease where I folded it. Hold it like so, like that, and then open up your ties. As you can see, I made a V, and I like to go in with that V just like this, and then I cross, and just a couple twists. So all it needs is a couple twists. Now we're going to open them up. So just decide which way you want one to go and the other one to go. You're going to come back and straighten everything out in a little bit anyway. You can either do one up and one down and cross them that way, which I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to alternate, so I'm just going to cross. That's what I'm going to do on this one. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I do these two down, these two up. But for this wreath, I'm going to actually do them opposite and make like my little X's that I do. So just fold them together, crease them down, accordion across the middle. Just kind of keep it tight in the middle. And take your time. Take your time and enjoy it. Enjoy it while you create. Look at your creation and be proud of what you make. I hope you get some value out of this video. If you do, please give me a thumbs up, give me a like, give us a subscribe to our channel. We would really appreciate that. It helps our channel grow. I'm going to go opposite this time, y'all. This time I'm going to go up with this one first, down with the red, then down with the holly, and up with the red. So there's no wrong or right, no, rhyme or reason. Whichever way you want to do it, be more than happy to do it your way. It's your wreath that you're making. Do one more, and then we're going to get all of those in real quick. And we'll move on to the next step. we got to put some more mesh in it around the inner part. So we're going to do one more, and then for video purposes we're going to move right along. Same thing, y'all. This one we're going to opposite. We're going to do the red down, holly up, holly down, red up, making our X. This is all wired ribbon, so make sure you use some good ribbon though, y'all, so it can kind of stay where you want it. Alright, we're going to continue on, and we'll be right back after we get all of the tails in. We got every one of our tails on all the way around. So remember, you put your mesh on first, then you do your tails. Now we got to do the inner portion of the mesh, then we're going to do the tails on top of that. So let's start putting the mesh on the inside. I'm going to kind of set him over here so I got room to do my mesh. And we're going to go back to the scrunching down the middle, and we're going to get these next 6 pieces of mesh onto the inner part. The inner part's a little bit harder, a little bit more aggravating, because now you've got enough stuff on the wreath that you're kind of working around. So just pick you one, stand it up, and open your mesh up. Take your time, come right up into your creases, your openings, couple twists, same thing. Just kind of make your little circles. Don't worry about if you mess up some tails or whatever. You're going to come back and you're going to be readjusting all of that. Pull your little slack here, little slack there when you need it. Make your little circles. Don't fret over it if it doesn't look exactly like you want it right off the bat. You're going to have plenty of time to go back and get everything, laid out like you want it. Now we're going to absolutely put the signs got to go on as well. Now make sure you don't skip any, so kind of take a peek, find the one that's next before you just go to sticking it in there. Make sure you're grabbing the right one, and go all the way down in, y'all. Work your way all the way down as close as you can to that frame. Couple of twists, overlaps. Make sure that you overlap good, and fold it to where it lays flat. This is the whole point of having this wreath, and you definitely want to make sure you overlap your edges. That way you don't see as much of the frame or anything like that. Now mine, that's why we call it a waffle wreath, because mine never gets quite as flat as Melly Mel's does with a Sincerely Creative Mom. So mine stays a little bit thicker, so that's why we call it a waffle wreath. And we're going to get one more done, and then we'll come back once we've got all of that done. So we're going to do one more of the inside. Just take your time. You want to make as pretty of a little bow tie, a little circle as you can. And I think the key to it is keeping it tight in the middle where you hold it. You have to keep it very, very tight on these, or it just doesn't look the same. It just doesn't hold its shape, or at least that's my opinion, Get it down in there close to that rim too. Get it folded over. And you gotta sometimes you gotta be a little rough with it to where you get it to lay like you want it. And there we go. Alright, y'all, so we got 3. So we're going to get 3 more, and we will be right back. Alright, y'all. Now we got all of our mesh on the inside. Now look how full it's getting. Now it's super, super thin, y'all. I know it's super, super thin. Very, very lightweight, but it does look full. So we're going to continue on. Now, before we put our tails on up here, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put the sign on. So I've got to put my holes in the sign. So let me move the wreath kind of out of the way a little bit. This is the sign that we're using, y'all. It's a beautiful little cardinal wreath. The customer wanted a cardinal wreath. Absolutely beautiful sign. It says, "He sings a new song as we go along, walking in a winter wonderland." So I know the light's making it wash out, but it's a cute little sign. This is what we use, y'all. We use a jewelry punch. This is a 1.88 or 1.8 millimeter jewelry punch that you can get from Hobby Lobby or wherever. I take and I kind of center up with the center, and I come in just a little bit, you know, not too far, maybe about 1/8 of an inch, maybe. Make sure you give yourself a little bit of meat. I don't know if you can see that or not, where this little hole is right there. It'll focus. And then just go straight across the top. Just line up. And we're going to put 4. We're going to do 4 holes. This just works better for us in these little metal signs. Now we're going to make sure we stay straight, and we're going to go opposite. Across the other way. I know some people like to use different ways to connect their signs. We live down here in southwest Mississippi. Humidity down here is terrible, y'all. Usually all year long, except when we do get a little cool weather. Alright, and now we're going to use 4 more chenille stems. We're going to use 4 more chenille stems. I think we're going to do the same color. We're just going to stay with the red so it kind of blends in. You'll see a little bit on the very edge, but you're not going to really see that. So I usually put in about 1 inch, fold it over, and just start to twist, you know, pretty tight. And get them all in. It works really well. It holds really well. The cable tie mounts just don't seem to hold real great over time of the sun, the humidity. Even our porch is covered, and if you don't, we have to glue them on, and then sometimes we still worry about, depending on, these are very light, so it would probably be okay. And that's it. So now we've got our 4 chenille stems on. Now what I like to do, this one came out pretty even, but I kind of like to look at it. Sometimes it might be like a little fluffier on one end than the other, and I'll usually put the fluffier end up, and then I try to land between some of my ties. I don't know, I like something about, it looks like it just looks better here. So, and then you just kind of lay your sign. Now look, you don't want to just smash him in there like so hard. I like to also use, I have a yarn needle. It's a little plastic yarn needle that I like to use, so I don't have to really fight to go through the mesh. I just hook the chenille stem in this little yarn needle, and I kind of slide it to the edge of the table a little bit. And I want to go in that inner ring. So I just go through the mesh, and I come between the inner ring and the second ring, and I kind of make sure the sign's where you need him at. And then I just kind of push a little, and then I pull and I hold on that ring. Stand it up, and I bend it over, and I start to wrap. And I'll take and I'll wrap here. For the video purposes, I can turn it over. Let's zoom in so y'all can see. Alright, and I just wrap around, but I keep holding on, keep pinching where it goes around so it doesn't lose any slack. So go around just a couple times, 3 or 4. Go between and pull, and that's probably plenty there. And what I do, it's going to hold for now, But I will come back and I will go through, and I will go through that loop. I don't know if you can see that loop right there. I'll go through that loop and I'll tie it. Before the wreath, gets sent to the customer, I will tie every one of them. I don't want them coming off. So we're going to do the opposite side. Make sure you kind of mash down a little bit. Not a whole lot, but just some. Go through your mesh. Find your little rail, your little rim, where you're going to be going through. Pull it down. You have to, this mesh is sometimes tough to get this stuff through. Same thing. Don't pull it too far down now. Just pull it down to where it's kind of even and flat, and it's got a little, snugness to it. And hold it. Flip it and go and start going between your little wire rims 3 or 4 or 5 times. You got plenty of chenille stem to do it with. And that's enough. And make sure you bend it down and make sure it's going to stay. And we're going to get the other 2 done, and we'll be right back, y'all. Right back. Alright. Now we got the sign on. And you can see definitely how it's coming together, y'all. This is going to be one pretty wreath. This will be a wonderful project for y'all to do. Absolute wonderful project to be doing for a gift for somebody this time of the year, y'all. Super simple. Not a lot. You don't have a lot in this. These wreaths are very affordable, y'all. Very affordable. Alright, so now that we've got our sign in, now we're going to put the rest of our ribbon in. So the same steps, get them even, fold them together. They don't have to be perfect. And y'all, I'm just an old oil field worker. Worked in the oil field for a long time. If I can do this, so can y'all. Y'all absolutely can. All right, so just open up your chenille stem, go in, pull down, couple twists. Same thing, just don't cover your sign up so much. We're going to do opposite again. You know what? Trying to think. Yeah, we're just going to do opposite. I was thinking maybe that I wouldn't this time, but so it's your prerogative, y'all. If you want to keep doing your X's, bring one up, bring one down, ever how you want to do it, whatever looks best to you. It's no big deal. But just work with it. I am kind of a stickler with my ribbon tails and my bows. I really like for things to look pretty neat. That's the difference in me and my wife. She's kind of a natural. She likes things to be natural looking. I like things more I guess you could say manicured. I like things kind of nice and neat. Alright, so go in with the rest of your tails. I hope this customer is as happy with this as I am. Traditional Christmas colors, greens and reds. You can't go wrong, y'all. Red birds. I think these are, a lot of people think that there's an angel watching over you. We're going to go opposite. Here, I'm gonna leave that one that way. Just kind of pull on them, get them where they need to be. But yeah, I think people will say that a cardinal is a sign of an angel watching over you, a loved one or something that's watching over you. And what better time of the year to have that happen, Alright, so just keep working your way around, and I hope y'all can see how nice this is really coming together. Don't like I said, don't overthink it. It's amazing the colors. I've made some really pretty wreaths like this, all different times of the year. Some beautiful everyday ones, some fall ones, Mardi Gras. We've made all kinds. I made last Christmas. I made a blue and white snowman. mostly navy blue with some snowflake ribbon. It was absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely was. And I still remember it. It came up on my phone the other day. And I remember, you know, I got to see it and I forgot about it. I've enjoyed, you know, making these wreath showers, not just for ladies. It's very enjoyable, especially once you practice and you get good enough and you make some pretty wreath showers. I never in a million years thought that I would be doing anything like this. You know, I'm a oil field worker. I hunted. I still would love to hunt. You know, I had a back injury and I can't do what I used to anymore, but I can make wreaths. I can absolutely make some pretty wreaths. I think my wife has taught me pretty well, and I enjoy getting to work with her. You know, we've got to spend some really good quality time. So these wreaths have really brought me and her together in a very good way. So like I said, I hope if y'all get some good content, some good value from our videos. We're new to this. We're new to the videoing as far as YouTube goes. We're on Facebook more. We've been doing lives for about 1.5 years. Got a pretty good little following on Facebook, and now we want to get a good following on YouTube. So we're very blessed that everybody decides to subscribe to our channel. Make sure you turn on the notifications as well. Click that bell notification and click it to all so you'll get notified when we do give new videos, when we come out with new videos. YouTube's absolutely wonderful, notifying, letting you know when a new video has come out. So do that. We would appreciate it. Absolutely. I mean, y'all are the best supporting people that get on here. I have a newfound love for people that are influencers and that do this stuff, because it's very time consuming and it's very tough doing it. So I really do hats off to everybody that does it. Y'all some really dedicated and wonderful people for putting the information out. All right, y'all. So we about got all of our ribbon tails in. On our last one, I didn't break away this time. Gave y'all a little bit more. Oh, you know, no, there it is. Just to say we were short. We're not short. We got them. All right. Got our last one. Let's fold them down. And all these ribbon tails just overlap. So that's kind of what you want. That takes up all that extra, that empty space. Lets that mesh kind of just show through. Alright. So now y'all can kind of see definitely how this thing has come together so far. Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Now we're going to be cutting this mesh into some loops. This little tubing. And we're going to put this tubing in some loops around the top. Bring that lime green out just a little bit more pop. I'm going to show you how we're going to cut that, and then we'll get all of that on. And this is a Dollar Tree tubing, so I mean it's $1, or now it might be $1.25. I don't remember. I don't know if we're only going to be using 6. You can do the outer rims as well, if you would like to. If you like it, you know, you have to make your loops a little bit bigger around the outside edges. If you're going to do that, I'm just going to cut this off. Get that out of here. Alright, now just unroll you some. You don't watch it, you'll have a knot and a mess. So just kind of get you some off, because it's going to take a little bit. So I'm just going to kind of get a little bit out of here. And I am going to break away when I'm doing this. So just take your tubing. I got to find the end, and just make some loops. You know, yay big. You can leave your little tail there. Make some loops, and we're going to do 4 loops. That's all we're going to do. We're going to do 4, cut it off. And that's about how big you want right there. And we're going to take and we're going to tie them in right on top, because we're going to wind up cutting these chenille stems off. So pull them tight, give him a couple, 2 or 3, 4 twists, and eventually we're going to come back and we're going to cut that off. You can see how that little extra pop that it gives in there. Absolutely pretty, y'all. Absolutely. And just repeat the process until you have everything done. We'll take a look at it and see if we want to do the edge. Like I said, make them about, you know, if you actually wanted to measure, these loops are almost 3-inch little loops. You know, I just kind of eyeball it on each side. Doesn't have to be perfect. Like I said, do your 4 loops, and then just leave your little tail, and then just get him tied in there just like that. Pull him down, 3 or 4 twists. Make sure that they're running around in a circle, and we're going to keep going till we get it all done there, and we'll be right back. Alright, y'all, we got all the tubing in. Going to take a look at all our tails, make sure everything's laid kind of flat where we want it. Make sure if we've got anything not overlapping like we need, we work on getting that done. Kind of like I said, you got to kind of pull and yank and whatever it takes to do that. Make sure all your tails and stuff are separated like you need it, laying properly, or at least the way it looks to you, so it looks good. And it looks good and full, y'all. It looks really, really good and full. This one kind of moved on me a little bit, so we're going to move him a little in. It looks so pretty, y'all. Not a whole lot. Very skinny. These things are only about 5 inches tall. They're only about 5 inches deep. I don't know if y'all can see that. Look how skinny that is. Look, that's my hand. That's my hand, y'all. So it's very, very skinny, very lightweight. They're very pretty. All I'm going to do now is these chenille stems that are still long, we're going to take our cutters. I've got them twisted up, and we're going to cut them. We're just going to cut them off, not real close, but we're going to cut them. Don't cut where you twisted or it'll come apart. So cut just up above it, and then just fold it down and wrap it around on the inside. That way it doesn't poke anything or poke anybody. Just cut it about where your V stops, where you twist it together, and then fold it over. I thought maybe putting them on the outside as well, but it does. I hung it up and looked at it, and it doesn't really need it, y'all. That's plenty of that pop of lime green. So we're just going to get these cut, fold them down. Last one. Make sure all your tubing is running around the edge of your sign. You know, not too much. It's covered. Now we've got to cut all of these. We're going to cut the extra off the the outer rim as well, and fold them down. I said you don't want you don't want that, poking somebody. So just kind of fold them under, get them out the way. It looks a lot better. It looks a lot cleaner. Now you can twist again if you want. Twist a couple more times, and then just get them cut off and get them folded down. Work your tails. Hope I'm getting all in my tubing over here. So just go around and cut all of those back. I'm going to twist a couple of more times. And I'm going to cut them off. And it doesn't matter which way you fold it. Fold them down, fold them up. doesn't really matter. You just don't want to leave all this excess. So you're going to get a couple more twists. Don't cut them too far down. Just cut them enough that you can get them, you know, and then you're going to have to straighten your tails out. Just kind of look and see where they are. A couple of twists. Pull them together. I'm just using a pair of cobalt cutters from Lowe's. They work really good, just cobalt wire cutters. Make sure you get your tails separated, and so you can kind of see some of the holly berry ribbon poking through. I think we about got it. I think we about got everything laying where we want it. Like I said, just kind of look at everything. Make sure you didn't miss anything. Make sure everything is wrapped around like it needs to be. And y'all, that is it. I hope you enjoyed the video as much as I did making it, y'all. Let's back up just a little bit. I think y'all can see the whole thing there. It's absolutely beautiful, y'all. I am super, super proud of this. Y'all should give it a try. You can make these wreaths with any color ribbon, any season that you would like. I hope y'all check out some more of our videos. Leave a comment below if you got some value from this video. I really would appreciate it. And we'll get to the comments and try to answer y'all as quick as we can. Let us know if you'd like to see more of our content, if you'd like to see us make more videos. And we hope to see y'all soon. So y'all make sure you subscribe to our channel. Give us a like. Check out the links in our description below. And y'all have a wonderful, blessed day. Bye, everybody.